Straight over into the charts because I've shot an earlier video about this pair. We're here on the 3 monthly chart of the Euro Australian dollar. And if you remember, we had a play. Let's go down to the hourly chart. Okay, so where are we? Here we are. Okay, so we went long at this level here, where you can see the blue arrow just there. We went long. Took off some profits just there at 2 to 1, and since then price has come down, and if you can see the little red arrow in this bar here shows us that we've just got taken out. Well, we got taken out a few hours ago in this bar. Now what you've got to remember, okay, is we're still bullish this pair, okay, and although we got took out there, okay, look where price has come down into, and look at the bar that it's printed there on this hourly chart. So let me just go up the time frames a little bit now, just to have a look at the bars that it's printed. Okay, there's down to the 9 hour, and there's the 8 hour, and there's the bar that I said if it printed like that, I would look to go long again this bar. Now, here's the play. Let me fatten this up. This is the bar, the very same bar that we got taken out on. It is the bar that I'm going to use now as my signaling bar. I mean, look at that. If that's not a positive bar, then I don't know what is. Look at the wick on that. So what I'm hoping for now is I'm hoping for a play up into the top of this channel, which is what I was originally targeting before. So this is under the basis that we're bullish the euro, bearish the Aussie. Okay, so we're buying the euro and selling the Aussie here. So we're looking for price to go up into that area there. Now, this is the play. Let me fatten this up. I very rarely ever get in straight after a bar like that is printed, because I feel there's always some kind of a correction of that bar. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my fib retracement. I'm going to take a fib retracement of that bar. Okay, so all I've done is gone from the bottom, the low of the bar to the high of the bar, and that's given me a 618, and that's where I'm going to place my entry, guys. So I'm going to place my entry there with a stop below the lows. Now, what's the potential in this trade? Well, let's have a look. I'm going to enter at the 618 if price goes down into the 618, and if price goes up into my target, look at that. 385 pips. That's well worth it. So let's have a look at how we're going to get into this trade. So I'm going to just make this a little bit smaller just so we can see it. So what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to go long, and this is on this 618 is exactly where I'm looking to go long. Okay, let's pull this to the left a little bit now. All right, so currently we're sitting at 85 pips worth of risk, which is a bit more that I want to risk. So I'm going to just take this figure up somewhat. Okay, so 65 pips is what I want to risk. Okay, although we are below the low of this pin bar here. My stop. I'm going to take my stop just below there. Let's have a look. That's it. So we're looking at 380 pip risk, profit target. So if this trade triggers, guys, and I'll show you if it does, I'll shoot a video to show that we've gone in, then we realize this trade, we will have made a 5.77 to 1 risk reward ratio. 5.77 to 1 risk reward. You don't need many of those to be profitable, guys. So let's see what happens. So what we're going to do here, we're going to right click, we're going to create a limit order. And what we want to do is buy, which we're okay there. We want to buy on a limit, so it's all good there. And what we want to do now is we want to just set up the risk in this trade. 74% is what we're risking. I'm happy with that. You know, the smaller the amount I can risk, the less is the risk to my account. So let's enter that limit order, buy on a limit, just concentrate here, buy on a limit. There we go. So there's that limit order entered. Let's get rid of this now. Now, what I don't do is I don't sit at the chart waiting for these things to trigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set an alert right on there. going to set an alert, just basically to tell me that I've triggered, and I want that to trigger as price is crossing down through that, and long entry activated. And it's just to tell me, should it happen while I'm not at my chart, that, you know, price has been triggered. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do nothing right now. I was going to set another alert, but we'll leave it at that. Okay, traders, let's see how that goes. Again, we're just continuing on with the same pair where our overall bias is bullish, and we're going to see if we're going to get triggered. So I'll catch you all really soon, traders. Take care now. Good morning, traders, and welcome to Hautrader UK. It's currently Thursday, the 17th of September 2020, and the time is almost 10 to 8 p.m. UK time. Welcome to the channel, traders. Hope you're having a good morning. Just going to jump straight into the chart here just to show you a trade that has triggered. So last night I shot a short video talking about the Euro Australian dollar, and if you remember, we'd taken a trade in this pair just by this in this blue arrow here. We'd taken off half of our profits here in this bar here, taken off half of our profits in this red bar here, but denoted by the red arrow, and then price came down and in this bar took us out. Now what I said was, I went down to the 8-hour chart and I saw this pin bar here, and I said that if that bar closes like that, I would look to get long again and try and play a run up to this area here. So I placed a limit order just below the market as this bar was live, and we've been triggered 2 pin bars, which is really encouraging. So let's see now, guys. Let's see if we can't get back up to break even at least, and then let's shoot for profits. So I'll leave it there and I'll catch you all very, very soon, traders. Take care now. And good evening, traders, and welcome to Hautrader UK. It's currently Monday, the 21st of September 2020, and the time is just currently 1 minute past 11 p.m. UK time. Traders, welcome back to the channel. Traders new and old, welcome back. Hope you're enjoying the content. Come across, subscribe to the channel, give me some little comments, and most importantly, press the bell icon just to make sure that you get all of the content as soon as we put it out. Guys, we're getting a lot of comments now about these top-down analyses we're doing, and I'm just about to show you the result of having consistency in your approach. Now, when I set up the name Hautrader UK, I put the name consistent as our logo, and when I thought about that, it was, to me, I was asking myself, what is trading? What is trading about? What's a big part of trading anyway? And it was what came to mind was the fact that consistency was key, or is key. Consistency in my approach, consistent in my trade management, consistent in my fundamental analysis now. Consistency all the way through. And that's why I gave that our logo. And here again, as we jump over into the charts, I'm going to show you what that consistency can bring forward. Now, you've obviously watched half of the video, and you will know that we have gone back. We have looked at trading this pair. We've traded it once already, come out with a profit on half of the position, and we entered a trade live with you back on just a few days ago now. Now, as I go down to the daily chart, let me just move my mic here. What you will be able to see here is the blue arrow where we entered. And in fact, what chart was it? Was it the 10-hour candle? No, I think it was the 8-hour candle. That's better. That's better. So here is, in this candle, this is where I entered. This is as you can see, the red arrow there shows we got taken out of this trade in that candle, and immediately that candle closed, I saw an opportunity to go long again, hence the little blue arrow here. We're now at a point again where I need to look at taking partial profits. And how do I do that? Well, let me just go back into the routine. Consistency, guys, consistency. So what I do is I grab my vertical line, I take it from my entry to my stop. Just there we go. That yellow line represents my risk in the market. I pull that up to this line. So now at the top of here, as I just grab this blue line here, or turquoise line, or whatever you want to call it, there, that line at this moment in time represents a 1-to-1 profit. Okay, so we're at this blue line here, there's a 1-to-1. Now what I like to do is I like to take half of my profit off at a 2-to-1. And all I do is I move that little vertical line up there like so. And there, and then at that point there is my 2-to-1. So what you can see, guys, obviously, is that price has moved to a 2-to-1. And again, I'm going to take some profits. And again, guys, look at the accuracy. Look at the accuracy of the entry. How little pain is there in that entry? Okay, it's really amazing, this system of picking levels accurately. So if I measure how many pips we're going to make on half of the position here, let's just work that out. Okay, so there we go. 119 pips on half of our position, guys. Absolutely phenomenal. And look at the entry. So here we go. What am I going to do? Let me just get my calculator. And I need to sell, because I'm long, I need to sell half of this position. Well, the position is 151745. So if I put in 151745 and I halve that, I need to take off, or I need to sell 78872. So here we go. What do I want to do? I want to modify. Now this is where we need to focus. Remember, we're long, and we're long a full position, and to sell, take off half of that position, I need to sell half of that position. So what I need to do is sell at market half of my lot size, which is 75872. 75872. Hey traders, well, I really don't know what happened there. My screen seemed to freeze, and next thing you know, everything had cut off. But I just wanted to show you, just so you know that what we've done. We've taken off half of the position. As you can see, there's half of the lot size now. There is half of the position. We've banked that amount into our account, which is great. And let's see how it goes, traders. So that's 119 pips on half of the position. So what we're now looking for is 384 pips in total on the next half of the position. So again, guys, let's see how it goes. Catch you soon, traders. See you very, very soon. Good evening, traders, and welcome to Hautrader UK. It's currently Thursday, the 24th of September 2020, and the time is soon to turn about 9 PM UK time. Traders, want to welcome you to the channel. If it's your first time to Hautrader UK, traders, I hope you're going to enjoy this presentation that I'm just about to put together for you. And traders, if you've been here before, I know you're going to know the quality of the content that we've been putting out recently, and the training and the education that you can get from these live videos that we put out here. Now, I'm being asked more and more to do little sort of mini online courses on certain parts of my strategy. And I'm just putting together maybe 1 or 2 videos where I just focus, instead of a live trade, I'm just going to focus on an element of my strategy that goes into part of the strategy. I'm not going to give the whole strategy. It took me years to learn this strategy, and obviously I'm not just going to give that away, but I've given you quite a bit online already. Okay, but what I'm going to be focusing on in the coming weeks and months is little snippets of things that I use in my trading and how I use them. Now, I'm not going to harp on about that, but I just wanted to tell you that that's coming. Okay, what I do want to do, traders, I want to say, if you're enjoying this content, come across to the channel, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, press on the bell icon just to make sure that you get all of the content as soon as we put it out, because yes, I'm trying to grow the channel, and yes, to get the channel out there to more traders, I need your support. And hopefully, if you're appreciating what I'm doing here, I'd be grateful if you just come and subscribe, you know, and say what you want to say. That's fine. I'm open for conversation, constructive conversation, and let's see if we can't help you with anything in your trading. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to jump into the charts here. And what I want to do is, what do I want to do? What is it I want to do? I want to show you I want to show you what it's like to trade in the zone. Now, as you can see, guys, I've not rehearsed this. I'm thinking about what I want to say to you here as I'm doing this video. Okay, and I'm going to use a trade or a couple of trades that I've played out, and the trade is in one pair. I want to show you why you can, or how you can trade one or two or three even pairs throughout the year based on fundamental analysis. Now, the reason I say based on fundamental analysis is because I would say at the moment 25 to 30% of my trading is fundamental. I use the fundamentals to decide which direction I'm going to be trading in, whether that's long or whether that's short. I don't trade the news. I trade longer term fundamentals, medium term fundamentals, central banks, you know, interest rates, that sort of thing. So what I'm looking for is the more longer term fundamental news that comes out of the market, and I look for divergences in economies, and I trade those divergences. So with that said, the two pairs or the two currencies that I want to talk to you about is the euro dollar Australian dollar pair. Now you will see that I'm bullish the euro dollar, and I'm bearish the Australian dollar. Okay, now on the 21st of this month, I made a video, and the video's name was deciding whether you're bullish or bearish. I want you to go and watch that video in its entirety, guys, because in honesty, that's the first part of this trade, because in that video is the first trade that I took in this pair. Okay, and that then naturally moves on to the second trade, which I'm about to go over with you now. And what I want you to take note of is the fact that I'm in the zone, the fact that I've got an idea about the direction of this pair, and because I've got an overall idea, it makes my trading very fluid. It allows me to come out of one trade, look at the fundamentals, and if nothing's changed, it allows me to reassess the market and look with the same bias, whether that be short or long, on which way the market's going to go. So let's just get into this trade, and let me just show you. I'm going to do a little recap, but not too much, because I want to move forward in this pair and in the trade. But I'm going to do a little recap just to sort of show you what I'm thinking about. So here I am on the 3 monthly chart of the euro dollar Australian dollar pair, and as I said, I'm bullish the euro, bearish the Aussie. I'm not going to go into why, done that already. Just go back and look at the videos. So what I do is I work my way down the time frames. Okay, now let's go down to the time frame and to the relevant time frames, and let's just start to talk to you about what I was seeing and what made me make the decisions that I made. Now, first things first, what I saw was this long downtrend, okay? And then there was a level of what I call demand at the bottom of the market. Now, demand is an area that you suspect to find buyers, okay? And that's always below the market. Supply is above the market, and that's where you expect to find sellers. So you expect to find buyers in demand and sellers in supply, which is above the market. Now, what happened was I saw price, let me get my arrow. I saw price come down into this level, okay, and then give me a reaction. And it was on the correction of that reaction that I said, okay, I'm interested in this pair. I'm going to trade my fundamental direction of being long. and I took a trade within this bar. Let me go down a little bit further just to highlight that a bit more. I took a trade within this bar that allowed me to go long this pair. So I set a limit order, that limit order got triggered, and basically what happened is price went up to this, into this bar here, where, let's just have a look at my figures. I was able to take off half of my position at 144 pips, okay? So at that point, we were 144 pips up on half of the position. We banked that. What then happened was price then came down, and there's the arrow which shows you the bar that we took that profit in. Okay, now what then happened is price then worked its way back down, traders, and it worked its way down to this arrow here, this bar here. And if you could, let me just get rid of that. And if you can see, this little red arrow here shows you that I got took out in that trade, in that bar there. I got took out for minus 72 pips. Okay, so what that basically did is it left me with 72 pips profit on half of the position. Now, this is what I'm talking about. What I want to go into next is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about trading in your flow, trading in the zone via Mark Douglas. Okay, so let's just go. Where was it now? Was it the? I'm just trying to think of the chart that I saw. Was it the 8-hour chart? There you go. There. This is where I. So this here, you can see where I got took out. This bar here. Okay, and what I said was, okay, I said, and this bar here, which, as you can see the blue arrow there, which is the bar that we entered on, when I was shooting my video because I was interested, this bar here, on the 21st of September, I said that if this bar closes anything like this, I'm going to be interested in going long. Why? Because I was still bullish this pair, still bullish the euro dollar. But not only that, price had moved down now to a level of support, okay, the lower end of this channel. So what I did was I waited for this bar to close, and then I placed but I didn't just enter when this bar closed. I placed a limit order at a fib retracement of the width of this bar. So I took a fib retracement from the bottom to the height of this bar, and I went and I put my entry at a 618 retracement of this actual bar. Okay, what happened next? Okay, well, the market then produced this next bar, and there's the blue arrow, shows you how I got taken in. The market then produced this next pin bar. Now, the good thing about this second pin bar is this is a winning pin bar, because there's the red, which shows you that the bears won, okay? And here's the clear bar, which shows you that the bulls won. That's a change in psychology, guys, at a level of support, okay? In a pair that I'm bullish on. So what next happened? Well, the rest, as you can see now, price pushed up, okay? And all the time, I just set alerts and I wait. Price pushed up, and yes, I keep an eye on the charts, but I'm not sitting in front of the charts waiting for this to happen. So price pushed up, okay? And let me just have a look at my figures here. So in this trade now, this second trade, I had a 66 pip risk. I was risking 0.75% of my account, 0.75% on this one trade, guys. Not even 1%, okay? And what then happened, and the reason I'm looking down here is I've written down my figures. Okay, so what then happened was price pushed up to this level here, okay? Pushed up to this level here. And at this level, I took off half of my position at 119 pips. So at this point, we can't lose, okay? We can't lose once I take off half of my position. In fact, we make money once we get to this point, whether I win, whether the trade goes to where I want it to or whether it doesn't. Now, guys, look at this, okay? Look at what's happened here. Prices then continued up here. And remember, I placed this trade, when I placed this trade initially on the 16th of September. All right. So it's amazing when you think about the decisions that you make, how they then play out. And what we have here now is 384 pips later. on the second half of this trade that we've hit our second target. Guys, I want you to recognize the process that goes into this trade. Okay, I want you to recognize the fact that I was in a trade. I want you to recognize, what am I doing here? Let me just go to the daily chart. That's better. I want you to recognize that I took a shot here. Okay, and it didn't go, we took some off here, but price came down against us. I want you to recognize that we took another shot for a specific reason. We didn't just, it wasn't anger trading. Price had come down into a level. We were in a level of demand, and look at that, bam, you know, just a few days later, bam, 380 pips banked. 380 pips banked, and we're happy. I'm happy, you know, because getting to this point where my trading is, I can sit here with confidence and show you live what my thoughts are. Okay, and if they win, they win, and if they lose, they lose. I feel no way. It's a confidence thing, okay, a confidence in your system. So the question you may ask me now is, okay, how do I feel about the euro Aussie dollar? The truth of the matter is that if I look at this pattern, that's played out in this this channel, okay? If I look at this pattern, I would say that there is potential for another down move, okay? And from there, I believe this pair could then go longer, because remember, I am bullish the euro dollar, okay? However, I've just got to do some more analysis here, because there's a couple of things I'm looking at here, okay? And the only thing that's going to decide is the fundamentals. There's a couple of things that I'm looking at. If I go down the time frames, and just made this a bit smaller, and I'll bring this to one way. Let me just get rid of these arrows here. Okay, let's get rid of that, and let me now go down to back into the chart. Now, I've just showed you that potentially price could go down one more time and then take off. But there's something else that could play out here, guys, because as you can see here, this top channel has proved to be quite a severe level of resistance, okay? And price hasn't yet closed above it on a 12-hour time frame, which is what we're on now. If I go up to the 18-hour time frame, price has not closed above it on an 18-hour time frame until here. Okay, now just look at all these bounces at this, unable to close on an 18-hour time frame, unable to close. Let me just look at the daily, see if it's the same story. Okay, well, it's the same story, but this daily bar hasn't finished here. So this is what I'm thinking. If price, now I'm happy that price has closed on an 18-hour time frame. Okay, price has closed and stayed above this bar, this channel for the first time in any 18-hour period. Okay, now what that says to me is that to me, guys, to me, this is really, really significant. It's the first time since, I mean, we're going back to June here. In this channel, where this channel started in June, we've not been able to close above this channel at all. In fact, let me just see if we've been able to close above it at all. Let me go down the time. Let me go down to even the 4-hour chart. Okay, let's just have a look here. Okay, so once back in June, we were able to close above this channel for 4 hours. Okay, after 4 hours of trading. So here we are on the 18-hour chart, having closed above that level, and I see that as really significant. So what's my play? Well, what my play is I'm going to watch price action, because I'm still bullish, and I also believe that this could happen, guys. I actually think that now that we've closed above this level, this could happen. All right, and off to the races potentially. I do believe that price could potentially then go up to some sort of fib retracement of this move. Let me have a look at what I'm thinking. Let me just get my fib, whoopsie daisy. Let me just get my fib retracement. And let's take a full fib retracement of that move. And then, so from the high to the low, wow, isn't it funny how you've just watched me draw that line in and you've just watched me draw that fib retracement. And look how I've just automatically pulled this blue line up into that area. It just shows that how you start to get an eye for levels even before you've drawn lines there. So I'm gonna be watching this pair, guys. Again, I'm here. I'm in my flow. Because I've just won 380 pips doesn't mean my mind switches off. Okay. If I was now bearish this pair, I'd look at things differently. I'd come away and I'd come back and reassess it. But I'm still bullish. Okay. Let's get rid of these arrows. And the most significant thing to happen for me now in this little saga on this pair, and I call it a saga because it's a second trade, is that price has now closed above this channel for 18 hours. And I'm going to wait and see if it closes up there on the daily chart also. So let's see if this daily chart can close above here. And that could be all I need to start looking at this, guys. Traders, thank you for sitting here with me. I've been here talking 18 minutes. Hope you got something from that, and I will catch you all really, really soon. Guys, I've got to reiterate, this is not financial advice, okay? I'm not licensed by any authority, okay? I'm a retail trader like any of you. I'm not a financial advisor, so I don't want you to take these trades. I just want you to view the way I trade the market, and I want you to see if you can get anything from this for yourself, because I'm trading live. And there's no holds barred here. There's no recordings. You know, yes, I record as I'm giving you the information. That part of the video then sits on my computer until I'm ready until the trade completes, or until I get filled, or until I get stopped out, and I put it on YouTube. So guys, thanks for sitting in once again. Traders, stick to your process. Forget about the money. Forget about the money. Sort out your process. That's where your career in trading lies. Traders, thanks for sitting in, and I'll catch you all really, really soon. Take care, traders.